力であれ。従えてみせる。巴の雷、見せてやろう。
Hello there, and welcome to Nebula Scholar's Combat Primer, where we take a look at a boss enemy's moveset in order to interact with and play against it. Note that this isn't quite a how-to-beat guide, and especially not a how-to-cheese guide. Now, due to the nature of Sekiro's combat, we will be focusing on the boss's special moves while ignoring the more basic moves. Basic moves can simply be reacted to, while special moves are designed to deal big damage, throw you off, or have gimmicks to deal with. However, due to the extensive move list bosses tend to have, some moves appear so rarely that I may have missed or prevented them while trying to bait them out. I've also taken the liberty of giving the moves names, just to clarify and differentiate. As far as I know, few to none of the attacks have official names. This time, we'll be looking at Ashina Genichiro. Depending on who you ask, he's either Sekiro's first major hurdle, or Sekiro's most plot-relevant speed bump. This duality really shows Gen's place as a litmus test for player skill midway through the game. Have you thoroughly learned the game's mechanics to properly catch and counter his every move? Or are you still trying to mash your way through battles? Genichiro has a wide arrangement of skills to check your knowledge. That said, Genichiro's moveset also has a degree of familiarity to it by the time you get to him, excluding the first battle, which, if on a first run, you probably learned none of his moves. Many of his basic moves resemble the moves used by the various samurai generals. If anything, Genichiro functions as the ultimate evolution of the basic enemy type. At base, Genichiro comes in 3 flavors, although he only gets 2 name cards. We have Genichiro Ashina, Genichiro Way of Tomoe, and the final Genichiro, who, despite being named Way of Tomoe, never uses Tomoe's lightning and instead opts for his Mortal Blade. Should have been called Genichiro the Black Mortal Blade or something, but I digress. Inner Genichiro was later added as an enhanced version with higher difficulty and new moves fought at the top of Ashina Castle. Starting from Phase 1, Genichiro has a wide variety of attacks he will use and carry through its various iterations. With Rolling Slice, Genichiro quick-fires an arrow or two before rolling behind it to deliver a follow-up attack. It functions similarly to your own Chasing Slice with your prosthetics, but it's much slower in comparison. He always starts Phase 1 with this move. It's simple and telegraphed, but it allows Genichiro to keep up the pressure, especially when linking moves together. After a spinning slash, Genichiro runs up, stows his blade, and attempts to strike you with his iron fist, resulting in a grab. Because of the run-up and sheathing, combined with this attack's tiny grab range, you would actually have to try to get hit by this move. As long as you're moving, you should be able to walk out of range, even by accident. Alternatively, you can interrupt his run-up with firecrackers, although you're better off saving those for other moves like Floating Passage. If you attack him after he whiffs the attack, he'll deflect but stumble, leaving him open to an attack. But if you thrust instead, he'll just fail to block and just get hit. Typically after getting deflected or performing a deflection, Genichiro will jump into the air to perform Leap and Cleave. After landing, Genichiro will use one of several follow-ups. When he keeps his sword low and pointed forward, he'll follow up with his unblockable thrust. Watch the glint of his blade remain low. In Phase 1, he only uses the follow-up thrust. Genichiro's Floating Passage is much like the weapon art you can get, but much more effective. He'll twist his body around and wind up before unleashing a flurry of blows. Deflecting the full string can be difficult, as the second to last strike comes out very fast. If you do not manage your posture well, you will get posture broken by that one hit. Should you block the last hit, you'll both be reset to a neutral distance apart, but if you deflect it, you'll have a slight advantage allowing you to attack faster. Typically, you can evade during the windup to escape the full combo. Alternatively, you can use firecrackers to cancel his combo and start your counterattack, or use the umbrella to safely deflect the full combo. Genichiro slowly draws his bow fully back before loosing a heavy arrow attack. Typically, he'll use it when you begin to use an item, and the arrow will be fired just as you regain full mobility. If you're far away enough, simply walking to the side will avoid the attack, but at closer ranges you will need to step. He'll also infrequently use this attack after a knockback kick, so be prepared to deal with it in closer range. It's possible to deflect or block the arrow, but you'll suffer a heavy stagger and a lot of posture damage for basically no reward, aside from maybe looking cool. Genichiro jumps back and fires 4 arrows from the air. The last arrow is delayed compared to the first 3, meaning mistiming or deflect can result in you getting posture broken. You can alternatively dash and evade it, as deflecting arrows only nets you more posture damage without any real benefit, but due to the speed, it may actually be safer to just block it, and the deflect timing can be easier the more you get used to it. Genichiro performs a short backstep, readies his blade, and does a quick, unblockable thrust. While the attack itself is quick, his windup should give you ample time to recognize it and react with a Mikiri counter. After any arrow shot, Genichiro can run forward and strike with a sword draw slash. If he is deflected, he can follow up with 2 more quick slashes. Genichiro will often use this to chain together moves while pressuring you from a variety of distances. Honestly, I've never seen this move before. I've fought Genichiro I don't know how many times, and watched several other playthroughs, and I think this is the first and only time I've ever encountered it. It's a combo ending in a thrust though, so if you ever do see it, remember to Mikiri counter. Genichiro runs forward to deliver an unblockable sweep, and can follow up with a quick arrow shot. On rare occasions, he'll follow it up with a second sweep instead, but should you already be airborne after stomping on him, you might not even notice. He'll occasionally use it as a coup de grace after you've been dropped to the floor, but he can also simply use it just to catch you with an unblockable. In Phase 2, Genichiro only really adds 1 notable attack to his moveset, but his general aggression is higher. Genichiro will now start using alternative follow-ups to his leaping cleave attack. For this one in particular, he pulls his blade back behind him to perform an unblockable sweep. Watch his stance change and see the glint of his blade raise up to the side, in order to read which move he'll use, and make sure to punch the sweep appropriately with a stomp or a senpo kick. Once Genichiro goes way of Tomoe, he throws out a portion of his moveset to focus more on close-range assault. Genichiro performs a great leap, thrusting his blade forward. He'll always start this part of the battle with this move. He also uses it in place of full draw as an anti-item move. It's harder to evade in close range, as his thrust is before you regain full mobility. If you're far away enough, you can start healing and force him to chase you until he reaches the maximum distance for his leap, at which point you should be more than ready to intercept the attack with a Mikiri counter. Lightning attacks in general seem to be very easy to avoid, as they are all highly telegraphed and have narrow hitboxes. However, instead of evading the attacks, you want to jump into the lightning to reverse it. There is really no better alternative, as lightning reversal deals massive posture and vitality damage, drastically reducing the difficulty and length of the fight. On top of the damage, lightning will also inflict shock, stunning the enemy for a moment and leaving him open to attack. When jumping into lightning, remember, stop, hop, and troll. Stop moving, hop straight up, and laugh for making the fight easier. If you mid-air deflect the attack, you'll nullify the damage you take from the lightning, but using Mist Raven can also safely allow you to reverse. Just be careful not to hit the stick when using Mist Raven, as you will remain grounded with lightning and eat the hit. Lastly, you can use the Sakura Dance weapon art to easily direct and deal heavy damage, but if you have that, you're probably already a master at dealing with Genichiro. When it comes to lightning reversal, you do have to be mindful of your range. If you're too far, you will whiff and miss out on big damage. If you're too close, however, your reversal will whiff and leave you open to a counterattack. Genichiro will crouch down before leaping into the air to catch lightning with his sword. He will swing the blade down vertically, giving it a narrow range which is easy to sidestep. Genichiro will leap into the air and draw his bow to catch lightning. While the arrow he fires has the longest range of Genichiro's lightning attacks, it is easy to accidentally dodge by stepping or jumping to the side. It's also the only one that is easy to accidentally reverse from too far away, but you should still be safe as long as you remember to release the lightning. Genichiro will leap to the side and catch lightning with his sword, before sweeping it in front of him. While it has the widest range of Genichiro's lightning attacks, it can be dodged easily by dodging forward under him. Due to its wide range, it's also the easiest to catch and reverse. Genichiro's third and final leaping cleave follow-up. He twists his body in the opposite direction of the sweep and performs a slash. Unlike the other follow-ups, this one is not initially unblockable, and the warning sign does not show up. Still, it is easy to get caught by it when trying to react mistakenly to the sweep. Upon a successful deflection, Genichiro will follow up with a quick thrust, where you should Mikiri counter him. Generally, after inflicting a hard knockback, such as from a blocked leaping thrust, Genichiro will charge forward with a reckless tackle, bringing you to the ground and impaling you with his sword. His pursuit is very quick, and you have to jump away to avoid the attack, as attempting to run or step away will just end with you getting caught. This floating passes variation replaces the original version and is almost completely identical, but with a single significant change. When his final hit is deflected, Genichiro will follow up with a quick thrust instead of returning to neutral. Be ready to Mikiri counter this variation, and as always, take care of your posture as to not be broken by the combo. With the Black Mortal Blade in hand, Genichiro focuses on using its power rather than using the lightning of Tomoe. Otherwise, his moveset is identical to before. Much like your own Mortal Draw, Genichiro can perform up to 2 heavy slashes, which will eat through your posture bar and heavily deal chip damage through the block. He always starts the fight with this move. Otherwise, during battle, he will use it after a double arrow shot or a knockback kick. Your best bet is to get behind him and deal a staggering blow to prevent any follow-up, with something like Ichimonji. If you do not stop the second slash, be careful of its tracking, as Genichiro will try to turn and catch you with the wide arc. Inner Genichiro is generally more oppressive than his base counterpart, and while he only adds 3 of them, his new moves help him keep the pressure on. His new signature move, Genichiro leaps into the air and rotates, pouring 3 powerful slashes, with the third slash coming after delay. Sakura Dance deals chip damage through blocks, with the third slash dealing a significant amount. Inner Genichiro always starts with this move, and he will frequently use it throughout the battle. If you get directly under him, you can avoid the attack, but its large sweeping range means it's difficult to outdistance. Your best bet is nullifying all the damage with well-timed deflections. Genichiro begins this variation with the first few slashes of Floating Passage. He then either cancels the combo or transitions into a perilous sweep. Be ready to jump and stomp if you see the warning sign. Much like your own chasing slice, Genichiro fires an arrow or two, swiftly closes in behind them to deliver a slash. The attack is very quick and covers a lot of ground, meaning Genichiro will often use it to chase you down. However, he is not afraid to use it in close range, where you will have even less time to react. In response to you reversing his lightning, Genichiro will counter-reverse with Sakura Dance. You can simply jump and lightning reversal again to hit him, but if you're not expecting it, he will catch you. However, if you reverse his first attack with a Mist Raven or Sakura Dance, Genichiro will be unable to use his Sakura Dance reversal. So just remember, reverse his reversal of your reversal of his lightning. Genichiro can be a challenging foe, but with enough preparation, knowledge, and practice, he can be transformed into your favorite punching bag.